And welcome to the Black Tornado Podcast, your home for underground music. Today is a really special and cool episode. As longtime listeners know, Black Tornado originally started as an Indiana only podcast and then eventually moved on to everywhere in the world. And that's where I'm trying to go. I'm trying to talk to everybody from every country, every continent. And today's really cool because I'm talking to somebody from Poland, which is so cool. I'm going to try and say it again. Please tell me if I say it wrong. I have Rok Rokita from Cosmic Bliss. How are you?
Hi, yes, that was correct.
Yes.
I'm from Poland, and I have to say that Poland has so many great bands, and you should definitely find more bands from Poland. I really
Yeah.
recommend this country.
Please, before we get started, so just with you saying that, if you know other underground bands that would be interested in coming on, please tell them to get in touch with me. I'd love to talk to them. That would be really cool.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they can either contact me Facebook, Instagram, here on Discord, whatever works best for them. So again, thank you very much for coming on. You're the first person from Poland, so you get to have that badge of honor forever that you're the first from Poland.
Oh, that feels really great. It's also my first interview, so
Yeah,
yeah, that will be interesting.
you are amongst you're amongst friends. Black Tornado, because it's an underground podcast, because I work with bands and musicians that many of them are one person solo projects, or if they are bands, they're brand new bands. Maybe they only have a couple of songs out, or maybe have only played a show or two. So for a lot of people, Black Tornado is their first interview. So you're amongst friends in that regard. Many people have done their first interview right here on this show, which again I think is super cool. I like that people give me that opportunity to talk to them first, because hey, who knows, when you blow up one day and you're huge, then you can go years ago I was on this podcast in the States called Black Tornado Podcast. And so I'll always be able to have that, which is really cool. So again, thank you for coming on, and let's get into it. So Cosmic Bliss, atmospheric, cinematic black metal. Is that kind of how you would describe it?
Yes, because it's not just like metal. I also have some inspiration from cinematic music, and I try to use it in my songs.
Yeah, absolutely. And I could definitely pick up on that from the EP that I listened to, which is great, by the way. I think it's kind of one of those EPs. At least I found myself doing it. The plan was just to listen to the first track, and then I was going to kind of make my opinions based on that. And I ended up listening to the whole thing in one sitting. It's kind of like a book, and each track was a chapter. I couldn't I couldn't walk away from it until I had the whole thing listened to, and it's a really great EP. Uh, let's see. So that was Call of the Void, which was released. Was that last
Okay.
year? Was that 2025?
Um, the release was quite messy because the Bandcamp date is different, Spotify date is different, and YouTube
Oh,
is different too. It was around 4th, 4th of February.
oh, in February. Okay. Yeah, I noticed that. I thought I saw two different dates. The Bandcamp had one, and somewhere else, wherever I saw it, had a different date. So I wanted to confirm. But okay, back in February. That's cool. Uh, it's a 3-track EP. I've listened to it. I've really enjoyed it. Um, kind of like I was saying right before we started recording. it's kind of black metal, kind of blended with orchestral, blended with cinematic. It's um it's a little bit of different genres, different types of music, but the way that you blend it together, it's it's just beautiful music. It's really cool to just sit back and just enjoy it, just kind of take it in.
Yes, my goal was to make something equally beautiful and let's say uncanny, surprising, or just a bit creepy.
Yeah,
Yes, because that was based on Lovecraftian horror. So yeah, that's sometimes really stunning and wonderful, but also very disturbing.
yeah. I noticed there are parts that kind of go into a darkness kind of valley, but then it kind of almost brightens up again, and so it takes you through these fun peaks of music. And to anybody listening, we are going to listen to one track here after a little bit, but I really do recommend that you go and play the whole thing from start to finish. Just let the whole EP roll, because it's really yeah, I mean the word I have for it is it's really a beautiful piece of music. Let's talk about it a little bit. So when did you start the project?
I started it around. I started recording around November, but the idea appeared a bit earlier, like late holidays, something like that.
Okay.
Um, so I was kind of really bored because I wanted to start a new job and find some better working place, but it takes a lot of time. So instead of just worrying about my job, I started making music.
Ah, very cool. How long have you been playing music?
I started learning music theory around 2020,
Okay.
um, and I just uh, compose music. I don't play any instruments. I feel more like some kind of composer, like I don't know, Tchaikovsky or Mozart. Like
Yeah.
I don't feel like a rock star.
Yeah, you're like John Williams, just putting the music together. No, I think that's really cool.
Yes,
I think I mean whatever you're doing, it's working because the music sounds great. And so yeah,
yes,
whatever you're doing, keep it up.
yes. I just make it sound good, um, and I think you really don't need to play every instrument to learn how to write good songs because I'm a big fan of music theory and
Mhm.
I use it in composing my own music
Okay, very
uh,
interesting.
because there are some people who think that music theory is too hard, too complicated, and I don't know. For some reason, I just enjoy it.
Sure. I think that especially with YouTube and different books and things, I think there's a lot of different ways to go about learning theory. I don't know the first thing about theory. I play bass and I just riff. I just learn. I'll pick like a I don't know Black Sabbath song and I just kind of figure it out. I know that theory is incredibly important. It's something that I probably should have learned when I was a kid, but who knows? At some point, maybe later on, I'll attempt to learn it. So you were talking about uh, composing the music. Kind of take me through your process of arranging the music a little bit. Where do you start if you were going to? say you sit down and you go, okay, I'm gonna compose a brand new track. What's the first thing you start with?
So I always start with some kind of idea. Uh, Usually it's a song title.
Okay.
And when I have that idea, for example, um, that's a random example about, let's say, a song about mountains and forests or something like that.
Mhm.
I sit down, open my computer, and I use program FL Studio. It's quite easy and simple, but that's all I need.
Yeah.
I turn on the piano and start with just some simple chord progression. Um, then I try to make some melody, and when they work very well together, I do other things like song structure, drums, choosing right instruments, samples, and things like that.
Okay.
Mm, then, when this song is kind of finished, I do some mixing and mastering. Uh, Usually, I do a mixing by myself. Then I do some mastering, like the basic mastering. Then I use some AI to analyze that sound frequency and things like that. And I just correct until it sounds good.
Yeah, it kind of helps with mixing a little bit.
Yes, it's a kind of hard thing, but it's possible to learn.
Okay. So I found the name very fitting with the project, Cosmic Bliss. It definitely it's a good label to put on your music. Did you come up with that name right away, or did that come to you later?
Mm, some time ago, like a few months ago, I watched a YouTube video about, let's say, a type of horror that's called cosmic bliss. So it's
Mhm.
something like cosmic horror, but it's about it's not about being scared, and it's more about a very uncomfortable kind of bliss. Let's say it's the end of the world, and you're just chilling, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Uh, how has the response been by people that have listened to the EP? Have you showed it to family and friends?
Uh, I'm really not sure if I should present this thing to my parents because I'm not sure if they can understand that kind of music.
Fair
Um,
enough.
they are yes, they are happy that I'm doing something, but it's really not their thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe later.
Yeah. No, I completely understand. I don't think my folks would appreciate the music that I make either. So I get it. Have you got any feedback from listeners since you put it up on Bandcamp and now that it's online and readily available?
I sent it to a few, mostly Instagram reviewers, and
Okay.
the opinions are mostly positive.
Cool. Great.
But some people think it's a bit of too perfect sound. So
Yeah.
my next album will be a bit more, let's say, raw and less overproduced.
Okay. Yeah, I hear that from some people. That makes sense. So you've already got plans to work on the next EP.
Uh, I plan to do a album
Oh,
with
okay.
I don't know, maybe maybe 8 or 7 songs.
Okay.
I have one for now.
Okay, great. So you're already working. All right. Let's uh let's talk about that in a minute. We're going to yeah, this is a good time to take a break. Let's take a quick break and we're going to play some Cosmic Bliss for you. This is The Mountains of Madness. yeah, so this is the opening track off the EP. This one I feel is the strongest, but as I said before, I do really think that it's worth sitting down and listening to the entire EP, uh, almost as just one piece of music, um, which again I think is really cool. So if you like it, there'll be a link in the YouTube, um, or links to Cosmic Bliss on Instagram. And do you have Facebook or is it just Instagram?
Just Instagram
Okay, just Instagram. All right. So on
and
the
YouTube.
Instagram, I'm sorry. Go and on YouTube, right? I'll make sure to put links to those so that people can follow you there. Let's uh let's go back. We were just talking a second ago before we listened to that track. So you have one song already written for the new EP or for the album, I should say.
Yes, it's almost ready.
Okay.
I just need to do some mixing, mastering, and just fix a few things.
Sure, sure. Well, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, I'm of the mindset that as soon as you wrap up one thing, you should get back to work. Kind of as long as you have that creative energy, kind of let those creative juices keep flowing while they're there. So yeah, that's great. Who would you say we kind of talked about composers a little bit ago? Who would you say some of your influences are?
Um, I really like Hans Zimmer because his music is quite simple but very effective. So I think it blends really well with extreme music. I also like a project called Two Steps from Hell, and they kind of started that whole movement of epic music.
Okay,
And maybe they aren't the most unique musicians, but this sounds kind of simple enough to blend it with metal. Of course, there are things like neoclassical metal, but I prefer something simple, something that's more atmospheric.
sure. So I know that you said that you compose all of the music yourself. Is there anybody else in your local area? Do you have is there anybody else that kind of does the same thing that composes these kind of uh, bigger scenes of music like yourself, or do you kind of find yourself being the only one that does it?
Um, the only band that plays similar music here is a band called Cult Window,
Hmm.
and they make kind of atmospheric and a bit of progressive black metal.
Okay.
And probably that's the only band from that type of music.
How's your local scene uh, where you specifically are in Poland? Do you see a lot of local bands, a lot of underground metal?
I see a lot of cover bands, like
Okay.
um, there is at least a few live shows with cover bands. There is also some stuff like hardcore, core, metalcore, things
Hmm.
like that. Mm, I also know a few more extreme bands. Probably the most famous is Decapitated.
Oh yeah, right. Yep.
But yes, I have to complain that there is not very much metal genres here. It's just heavy metal, core, and some extreme things. I really don't know any, let's say, power metal or progressive metal or symphonic metal. No, it's very simple.
If you're into power metal, well, I don't know where this will be by the time this gets edited and comes out. If it's already out, maybe you've already listened to it, and if it's not out, listen to it. One of my favorite underground bands is a Japanese power metal band, and it's all females. And it's just some excellent power metal. The band's called Tiger Lily. So when that episode airs, if you want some good power metal, make sure to check them out. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Oh, that's great because I'm very picky about power metal. I like a few bands,
Mm-hmm.
like Rhapsody, Love Dice, Unlucky Morpheus, and probably that's all. I really
Okay.
want more great bands in this genre.
Yeah. Well, I'll do what I can. It seems like as far as power metal goes, specifically that genre, I don't have much luck finding underground bands in that style of metal, but I always welcome it. So if anybody comes along that plays that style of metal, I'd love to have them on the show. I'd love to talk to them about their music. I think that would be really cool. Um, yeah, that would be awesome. Let me ask you. I'm gonna ask you for two bands. Favorite band from Poland, favorite band from the U.S.
So my favorite band from Poland is mm, I don't know, something between Window
Mm-hmm.
and Vader. Um, it's really hard to pick just one. Uh, I think that Vader is my favorite kind of mainstream band, and Cult Window is the underground band from Poland.
Yeah,
Uh,
I still I haven't seen Vader. They toured the U.S. A bunch, especially like in the early 2000s, and I just was never able to see them. But I know that they're still active, so maybe one day I'd be able to see them. And then the other band, the underground band that you mentioned, when we wrap up here, send me a link to their music. I'd like to check them out.
okay,
All right, U.S. band.
so
Who's your favorite?
um, if I remember correctly, uh, a band called Uada is from the US.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, yes, probably they are from US. Uh, I'm kind of bad at remembering places and stuff.
Yeah, I
So
know. Do.
yes, and they play kind of melodic and let's say something between dark and hopeful music.
Okay.
Um, it's still black metal, but it's not that depressing or violent. It's just, I would say, similar to that idea of cosmic bliss.
Okay. Ah, very cool. Yeah, you'll have to send me some of the Polish underground bands that you listen to. I'd like to check them out. Um, yeah, I think the EP is really great. I'm looking forward to a full album. You'll have to stay in touch with me. Let me know when the full album comes out. I'd love to hear it. And yeah, talk to you again in the future about the full album and maybe what your plans are after that. Um, where you plan to go after a full album release.
I don't have any strict plan. I just want to find some help with music promotion, maybe a underground label. Mm, I really don't know.
Yeah, I think for that, for looking for underground labels, um, yeah, your best bet probably to keep looking around on Instagram. I mean, I find labels for all different styles of music, black metal and death metal and hardcore, and I see them pop up occasionally. I talk to some of the people, and sometimes they'll send me bands from their labels to listen to their music and talk to them. But if I happen to come across a label that I think your music would fit well with, I'll um, I'll give them your link, your contact information, and maybe they
Oh,
can get
that's
in
some
touch.
great news.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, there's millions of promoters out there. There's millions of labels out there. You just have to find the right one that works for you, and I'm sure you will. You just have to give it time and uh, wait for these things to kind of happen. But if I come across anybody that I think would be a good fit, I would be happy to try to help you out.
That's great because I trust uh, people's recommendations. I found a few scams and people who just want my money, and
Yeah,
I'm
right.
kind of very careful. But I'm glad that you want to help.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't be working with anybody that you need to pay to be a part of their label. Anybody that's doing something like that they're scamming you. So I would definitely avoid that. I've heard of it. I've heard of it plenty of times. I've even had on my uh, band's page. I've had those messages come in and we'll put your album out or we'll do this and that and you just have to pay us this much money and I've always said absolutely not. I don't have any interest in that. Um, in this day and age, it's so easy to kind of do everything by yourself. You just have to put the effort in, and good things. If the music is good, good things will follow. Sometimes it takes. I mean, I've been working with underground bands for years now, and I can't tell you how many really great ones are not signed, do not have a label backing them up, but they still continue to put out great music. And if the label thing comes later on, then that's good too, right?
Yes, I don't want to just be a rock star or famous or something like that. I just want to share my music with people just for fun.
Sure. I think yeah, I think you have reasonable goals. There's a lot of people out there that they want to get rich and famous off of their music, which is it's a fine goal to have, but it's a tough goal to have too. Um, I'd like my
Yeah,
audience to be much bigger, but it isn't. You work with what you're given, and you make the best of your current situation.
that's true. And I really don't think you can get rich from playing extreme metal.
I don't think you can get rich from playing any kind of metal unless you're Metallica or Megadeth.
Oh, yes, for them it's quite easier.
Well, not in the beginning. I mean, especially for Metallica. In the beginning, those guys were broke, and that. I mean, to say that they got lucky isn't isn't the right thing to say, but it was a different time. We live in a world now where with Bandcamp and these other music sharing places, there's so many bands. I mean, trust me, I listen to a lot of them. I could spend 8 hours a day listening to underground music, and I still wouldn't crack the surface of what's actually out there because every time you hit refresh, a new band has put music out. So it is harder to kind of break out and be seen. But that's why we have, that's why we have YouTube and that's why we have Instagram and these other places to kind of kind of make our own communities. And I think that that's really important. But as long as you're enjoying yourself, if you're having fun with your music, and people, like you said, people are giving you some positive feedback, I think that's great. And you have plans for a full album. I think you're doing everything right. And yeah, if you give it time, good things are bound to come your way.
I also think it's easier for me because it's my solo project. I heard some absolutely nightmare stuff about people in bands who just ignore the band, who don't practice the instrument and things like that. So that's probably a positive thing that I'm just by myself here.
Yeah, it's way easier when you're doing something by yourself. You don't have to check with somebody or have arguments about things. It's just the way that you want it. And I think that there's good and bad in that. It is nice collaborating with people and getting other ideas, but yeah, if you find yourself in with a band or a situation where you don't always get along or there's internal problems with people, it is nice just to have a solo project that you can go, well, however it comes out is 100% the way that I wanted it. And so I completely
Yes,
understand.
I agree.
Yeah, I completely understand a solo project. Yeah, thanks again for coming on the show. This was really cool. Uh, Kind of the first time to get like an atmospheric um, kind of music like this. This was fun. It was different, and I like doing different. I like playing different styles of metal. I like talking to interesting people, and so we checked all those boxes today. Thank you a lot for coming on the show and giving me a little bit of your time.
Thank you too. That was a really interesting experience as my first interview. I'm really glad you could talk to me.
Yeah, this was great. And now you have the first one out of the way, so anything in the future gets easier from here because the first one went well. Um, you were great. There was no problems, and so now you can go. Well, I got my first interview out, and it was easy, right?
Yeah, that wasn't scary or something.
Yeah.
I'm always nervous, but no, I had no reason to be nervous.
No, it's a relaxed show. The questions are pretty easy going, and and you conquered it. You came out on the other side, and everything was great. So I just want to thank you again for coming on the show again. On the YouTube and the Instagram, you will see links to Cosmic Bliss. You'll be able to check out the EP. Make sure to make sure to follow, make sure to subscribe, and then we will all know when the new full length album comes out. So again, thank you very much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, and we're gonna wrap up this episode of the Black Tornado podcast. Thank you, as always, for letting this program be your home for underground metal. Be good to each other, be safe, take care of each other. We'll see you real soon.